Alright, in this video we're going to begin to look at Chapter 4, Section 1. And here we're writing equations in slope-intercept form. Quick review, what is slope-intercept form? Y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. So, first thing we want to be able to do is write an equation of a line if we have the slope and we have the y-intercept. Straightforward, y is equal to 2x plus 9. In this case, y is 0x plus 5, which really just means y is equal to 5. That's a slope with that's a line with a slope of 0, which is a horizontal line where all the points have the y-coordinate of 5. So that's if we're given a slope and a y-intercept, we can construct an equation. What happens if we're given a graph? Well, the same thing. We first need to find a slope. In this case, up 1, right 3. So m is equal to 1 over 3. The y-intercept is 2. And so we have the equation y is equal to 1/3 x plus 2. In number 10, the second graph, we have down 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have a slope of negative 1 over 4, a y-intercept of 3, and our equation is y is equal to negative 1/4 x plus 3. All right, we'll go on to more. In the next collection of problems, we're given 2 points, and it happens to be that one of the points that we're given is the y-intercept. So in this case, we need to find the slope given a pair of points. So for this, we need to remember the formula for slope. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if I were to label my points, x1, y1, x2, y2, I can find my slope. Y is equal to 10 minus 1 over 0 minus 3, which gives me a slope of 9 over negative 3, or a slope of negative 3. Since I do know the y-intercept, it's given me when x is 0, y is 10, so I know that b is 10, and my equation is y equals negative 3x plus 10. Now that only works when you know that you're given a point that is the y-intercept. How do you know it's the y-intercept? Because x is 0. All right, in the next equation, next pair of points, m is equal to y2, I'll label my points, x1, y1, x2, y2. So I have y2, which is negative 5, minus y1, which is 7, over 0 minus 2, and we end up with negative 5 minus 7 is negative 12 over negative 2, and giving me a slope of 6. Since I know that the y-intercept is negative 5, I end up with y equals 6x minus 5. And we'll go on to the next problems. In the next collection of problems, we essentially have the same thing, only we're working with function notation. Now remember that f of 0 equals 2 means that when x is 0, y is 2. F of 2 equals 4 means when x is 2, y is 4. So we're simply going to then find the slope, y2, 4, minus y1, 2, over x2, 2, minus x of 1, 0, and we get 2 over 2, or a slope of 1. Again, we know that we're given the y-intercept here because we have the point where x is 0, y is 2, and so we have the equation y equals 1x plus 2, or just y equals x plus 2. Second equation, when x is 0, y is 7. When x is 3, y is 1. And we're going to calculate a slope. y2 is 1 minus y1 is 7, over x2 is 3, minus x1 is 0, and we get negative 6 over 3, or a slope of negative 2. Again, we know that we have the y-intercept because when x is 0, y is 7. We put the pieces together. Y is equal to negative 2x plus 7. Okay, then, some word problems or some applications of these ideas. A recording studio charges musicians an initial fee of $50. Remember, an initial fee is a one-time fee. And then studio time costs an additional $75 per hour. Write a linear model that represents the total cost of recording an album as a function of studio time in hours. And all that is going to be, we'll use y here, is find a linear model, just means a linear equation. We could make it a function if we wanted to, but an equation in y is just as good. So there's a $50 initial fee plus $75 per hour, a recurring fee. So we can either write it that way, we can write it as 75x plus 50. We could write it as a function, c of x, the cost, as a function of the number of hours would be 75x plus 50. All of those would be sufficient. Part B, is it less expensive to purchase 12 hours of recording time at the studio or a $750 music software program that you can use to record on your own computer? So we want to find out, is it cheaper to spend 12 hours at the studio, meaning we have 75 times 12 plus 50, so 75 times 12, 75 times 12 is 900 plus $50, so it would cost $950 to record at the studio. The software program, so we say 950 is greater than 750, so it's cheaper to buy the software program. Now, does that make it the best option? That is something that money can't answer. Are you going to get a better quality at the studio? You're going to have other people help you. You have to learn how to use the software, all of those things. But it is cheaper to record, to buy the software program. Is it better? That is not determined by the math. All right, we'll go on to more. And that's going to do it for Chapter 4, Section 1, Writing Equations in Slope-Intercept Form. Once we know a slope and a y-intercept, we can construct the equation in y equals mx plus b form. We can find the slope by looking at a graph. We can find a slope by being given 2 points and using the slope formula, m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and etc. We can use these in applications. Often we have an initial fee, which is a one-time charge, and we have a recurring fee, which is going to be multiplied by x, the number of hours, the number of feet, the number of etc., the number of pieces, whatever it is that application we're working with. All right, so that'll do it for this video.